we felt the venue wasn't being utilised for its full potential, how it could be, and it's lost its main appeal to its target market of the student union. We've come across that this has caused a few problems: decrease in bar sales and ticket sales, a decrease in customer loyalty, and a lack of consistency across all levels of events. We also feel that it's sort of lost its competitive edge a little bit with all the other venues here in the Bournemouth area.
Looking at the statistics in your books, we've put together a graph of the attendance and the bar sales. People already work here are probably aware of that, is that there's just been a drop from 2012 to 2013 in the both attendance and bar sales, a bigger drop in bar sales, which proves that people are still coming here, they're just not spending as much money. We've put together a SWOT of why we feel this is happening, just identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats of the venue.
Yeah, so a few main strengths that we picked up. You've currently got 17,000 students across Bournemouth Uni and the Arts Institution, which is quite a big target market to be aiming at.
With the location of the fire station itself, you're in the heart of Lansdowne, which you're surrounded by student properties with well over 7,000 students living in this area, with a key target market literally right there.
And also, you've got new clientele every single year, so there's always new people coming to Bournemouth, so if someone thought it had a bad reputation, you can always hit the new targets.
With the weaknesses as well, inconsistency in entry prices sometimes. Sometimes we notice, you see online, £2 entry before 12 o'clock, you get here at midnight, it's about £3-4 sometimes. That's what we felt was one of the weaknesses.
Also the use of space, you've got a building here that can hold nearly 2,000 people, and we feel that the space could be utilised a lot more during the day to bring in more revenue. We'll go into a bit more detail about this later on.
Also, lack of management of an event role. There's always lots of events going on, you've got people coming in, doing different events, but there's no one really overseeing the whole process as much as it could be.
With the opportunities, students like to socialise in the day. We go into statistics about that later, but there's currently no space in Lansdowne for students to do this.
And also with the ever-growing era of digital technology, we feel that there should be some sort of smartphone application which could be implied as sort of more of a platform for students to interact with the venue itself.
Students also still feel it's very important to go out, part of their university experience, so this is a good opportunity for the venue.
Cool. Should to our solution as well.
Thanks.
Threats.
A major threat in the area is also competition from other student venues that offer the same sort of deals. But the thing what the fire station has here is it's got its core market on the doorstep. You've got access to the data, the information that you can get in and bring them in here straight up.
Yeah, another thing as well, competition with Bournemouth nightclubs and bars. A lot of them are starting to put on big artists now. They're kind of taking away that niche that the fire station had with big artists such as MK coming down, people like that.
Freeloading isn't a big threat. People are spending a lot more money before they go out, so then they're coming to the venue a lot later and not spending as much money behind the bar. Yes,
So yeah, moving on. If you turn to the next page in the book as well, we've come up with a solution. Basically, it's a 3-point plan, and we feel if sort of our strategy is developed and implemented collectively, we feel that this could be the solution to all the problems identified. And to execute the proposed ideas, the main focus would be to build long-standing relationships between the audience and the venue, and this is found to be an effective market tool as well. The focus on loyalty, retention and long-term relationships can be used to develop strong connections with customers, can provide them with information that's personalised, their needs, wants and interests as well. Do you want to move on through?
Yeah, we'll talk about the first point of one of the solutions. That's follow me over here. We've got the next slide we'll go through. I'd like to sit around here the first section of the 3-point solution, which we're going to discuss with you, is the development of a smartphone application. We feel it's the best option. With the ever-growing era of digital technology, we feel the more integrated use you have with digital technology, the more you've got to reach your target market. With a survey carried out by MTM London stated that various arts institutes state that 73% of those surveys state that digital technologies are important and needed within the era of marketing and audience development. Furthermore, on from that, the UCAS media survey stated that 83% of those that attend university are in possession of a smartphone. that is able to be accessible via to access smartphone apps. Along from that, majority of them use them for Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So we feel if we combine the use of digital technology and social media, you've got the best tool to interact with the target market. If you'd like to pick up a phone in front of you, just going to quickly talk through, just bear in mind it's a dummy version of it, so nothing actually goes through to anything. But as you can see here, we've got the home screen here, which just shows how the app would look with the fire station logo with it. Move across to the next page, you've got the first of the home pages. This shows just sort of a clean layout, got the fire station branding on there, of course, with the various functions which you could use. You've got the ticket option, the calendars, access to photos, podcast, the QR scanner. If you go on to the second home page, you've got links to social media. So you've got your Facebook app, you've got your Twitter, you've got your check-in pages, a bit of contact us and a profile page. All these are going into a bit more detail as I go along. Let's go on to the next one. You've got the ticket page. Basically, the ticket page would be like an integrated payment system via PayPal or whatever the payment system. Basically, it would list the events that are upcoming with the fire station with a link through you press to, and it would take you through like a payment system, a bit like PayPal. You'd log in and it would take you through to a payment system which would then transfer the money across, and a ticket would be produced and would be stored within the profile section of the application. Upon entering the venue, you'd be a QR code on the ticket which would be stored in the back-end system and would be scanned for quick, easy access into the venue. A calendar of events, when I go to the next page, basically would store all upcoming events which the fire station have on offer. The main function of this we want to incorporate would be like a favourite system, whereas it would store the favourite event from a future what's coming up, and then nearer to the event a push notification would be sent out to the app, from the app to the user, initiating the ticket sale price and an early bird price for them as well, so as if they're connected through the app. If we go on to the next one, for an integrated Facebook link, there will be obviously all the photos that get taken at every event here at the fire station will be stored, and then a best way they can interact via social media is to tag themselves in it and tag their friends, therefore giving the fire station a much more of a social media presence across the board to the student union. On the next page, podcasts. It was also stated that 45% of users that use their smartphone use them for music. We thought if you incorporate this as well, if you like as many of the promoters you have in produce like mixtapes and upcoming artists, people don't actually know who they are. So it's the best way to pump music through that and they can understand who they're listening to when they come to the venue. Going to the next one, a bit of QR reads where I've got my feet on it, so I can get a QR code in it. This is the main sort of way we feel that there could be a bit of an interaction between the user and the fire station by using QR codes. If we feel the need, if you embed a QR code within posters around the unit, it allows for the users then to scan the QR code and it brings a certain deal what's going to happen at that event, either like a drinks deal, or like if it's a certain one they get a free entry, or they get a quick queue jump, or for like a lollipop they can get like a free table, etc. So it would make a bit more of an interaction with it. And also we feel like the bigger events like the block parties and the summer balls, it could be more sort of like an activity whereby they could scan the QR codes on various posters and it could make guesses as to who the lineup could be for the things. That makes it more like an interactive, sort of getting more involved with it as well. On to the next one. We want to integrate obviously social media in with it, so we feel the best need is this to integrate Facebook and Twitter within it. Just the way that the users can use it and get in and like the pages, so it builds a more of a social media presence, so it's got a bigger, broader way of you connecting with the demographic of students. The next page is the update check-in. Basically, this part is like check into the event, checking your mates in. It gives you a bigger social media presence. The best way of doing it is indirect word of mouth. It's the way people will see it on their Facebook and they think, oh, so-and-so is at Lollipop tonight, let's go next week. Then it build up the reputation, keep on building loyalty and the whole of build a bigger relationship within the consumer and the venue. On to the next page, a contact us page. I have found it hard sometimes to get in touch with the fire station, can't find a number, can't find an email, I don't know the right person to talk to. This, by the push of a button, will give you directions via your app, bring up a map how to get there. An email will come up, send a direct email to the inbox, same with the website, take you straight through, and a phone will phone straight to the office. And the profile section, as I mentioned before, is a basic section which will hold all the key information. It will hold up all the names, student IDs, and all the tickets of which you purchase. So when you turn up to the venue, just click the event you're coming to and it'll bring up your ticket, and it will get scanned on your entry, and then it will just disappear as soon as it's scanned, which will be stored in the system, which will note how it will come through. As I mentioned before, with push notifications, this is the key part of the app, we feel, because how many students do you see walking around the uni or around town with their phone in their hand, not even looking where they're going? With a push notification, you can simply send a message straight through to the phone, and it will store on the phone without them even opening it. So it will be a lock screen, which you may wear with your smartphones now. It will just have like the key message, what it is. Like I put here, TOFSPt1 buy one get one free on drinks. So it could be an interactive thing during the event as well. Like during a lollipop, you could send a message out to the notification. But like get to the bar for half hour, it's buy one get one free on shots, or it's like 5 VKs for £4, whatever deals from that we have going. That's the basis of the functions of the app itself. Behind the scenes of the app, we propose to run a loyalty scheme, which sort of runs in the background of it by the amount of interactions the consumer has with the app. So it builds up a point system, and when a certain point is reached, a reward is given. So we feel students put a lot into the venue, and we feel that something should be given back to them to gain their loyalty and their trust and build that long-standing relationship. We propose that the app should be marketed during the Freshers Week period, because as soon as they come in, pick up their Freshers band, people's doing the bank and be like, oh, do you want to download our Fire Station app? It's the best way to keep in contact with us. It's just so they can get that loyalty, that relationship from the beginning, and then keep it going straight through till the end. You've got them as soon as you've got them, and you're probably more aware you've got them until they leave in final year. We've also proposed for the app to be free, but the way it could produce revenue for the Fire Station itself is by selling of the push notifications via outside promoters that come in, like your Waste, your Get Satisfied, your Loops. They could buy into a package whereby they can send out a certain amount of notifications for a cost, which will bring in revenue to fund the app with that as well. The app we feel just it's a good way of just connecting, because technology is getting massive, as you're more aware than it's everywhere. You can't get away from it, and the best way of connecting with students is via their phones, and because they're stuck to them 24/7 apart from when doing work. That's basically the first section of the triangle in a nutshell. And if you've got any questions, feel free to ask.
What are the ongoing costs of running an app?
There's a start-up cost, and it's just sort of the start-up cost. We've got a rough estimate. It's around the £1,000 to £2,000 mark, the basic setup of an app. And the running of it will just be it'll be later on explained in another section. But like a management, there'll be a back-end system running of it, whereby just controls will be kept of a back-end website, which will run accordingly alongside with it.
Okay. So is there like a cost to send out 3,000 push notices? Does that cost us? Do we pay? Is that like sending a text out?
It's sort of like, you do like text out, it's sort of like a miniature amount of how much it comes. It's done via websites rather than sending out money text messages. It's done via just your app, because you've paid your set money for it. And if you are interested, I've got an app developer that would be interested. That's the app. We will take you through to the next part of the solution. In fact, follow me this way.